Hello? Oh, can you hear me? Sorry, God. Why? Why does it do this to me? Why? Hello? Hello, hello. I don't know what it is, thank you. I don't know what it is about OBS. Thank you so much. Oh my God, it is. Wow, thank you so much for being here. I love it. I don't know if it's the computer. I don't know if it's the podcasting microphone. I don't know what it is. I'm glad that you can hear me now. Hello and welcome to stream. How's everyone been? The world, it's so much. Oh my God. Speaking of men should not have podcast mics, update. I have been having the most absurd, I love that, Ronan. What'd you get a tattoo of? I've been having the most absurd interactions with people in real life recently because they're thinking that I'm a boy, which is fine. That was my intention. I'm not upset about it. It is a stingray. I love that. It is so different than being perceived as one of the girls. And it's very weird because I'm going to all these like local politics type things, you know, and like advocating for my community and all this other stuff. So these are people who are meeting me for the first time and they're not meeting me like with Morgan and my baby. And it's just very strange. Yeah, really jarring. I had an old man in like a what are those called? Like those like veteran hats. Call me and my old man friend Jim gentlemen. He said, "Thanks for what you're doing, gentlemen." And I was like, "Is there two of Jim?" Very strange. Very strange. Yeah. Haven't had that yet. Actually, I have had that at the Dutch Bros, and that was like about a year ago, so my voice was not where it's at right now. So it felt like intentional transpositivity. That's so funny, Seven. Me, Felix, the gentleman. It's very strange. It's very strange, and it's also like my old man friend Jim. This is just something that I am thinking about because I'm autistic, and it really does not matter in the grand scheme of things at all, even a little bit. But Jim hasn't heard me say anything about being queer. Has only ever he himmed me. Has not engaged with any of our like content online except for a little bit with like the like Yes for Salem Library stuff that I've done. Jim is like a million years old. Oh my God, slay! Welcome, Hag Energy. Um, and so, but he knows that I have a wife and that I have a baby, and so he just thinks that I'm just some straight white man. Just very, very weird. I okay now, Penlas, this is so true. But Jim, here's the thing about Jim is that he is a theater kid with a wife. So he's like a fruity seeming cis white man. So I think he's just like, and this is the next step. This is probably the energy that I would have if I was a young man born in 1996. But he wasn't. He was born in some time I can't even fathom. Right. That's what I'm saying. But I'm all the time wearing shirts that have like fingernail clippers on them. Or like a very cute older lady came up to me at the library rally and my shirt said, don't you wish you were a pansy? And she's just like looking at me. And then she goes, don't you wish you were a pansy? What's that about? I was like, oh, well, I'm queer. And the person who made this shirt is queer. So it's kind of like blondes have more fun, but like gays have more fun. And she was like, I like that. I like that because pansy has been used in sort of a derogatory way. So it's kind of like you're reclaiming it. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, can I take a picture of your shirt? I won't put your face in it. And I was like, yeah. It was so cute. Yes, 7, it's strange. Ah, oh my gosh. Raven, that's bananas. Thank you for being here, darling. Hello, Gray, hello. It was very cute. It was very cute. She was like, I'm obsessed with this. But that's the other thing is I'm interacting with a bunch of very old people. Like, so old people. And they're all really cute. But it's just, yeah, it's odd. It's really odd. Yes. High energy. I think that's basically exactly what it is. But, like, I had to go to the men's restroom the other day because I don't feel comfortable in the women's restroom anymore. I think probably if I just, like, didn't look at anybody, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's just so much. It's just so much. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. And so I'm like, I'll go to the men's restroom. But I panicked because usually I just wait until there's nobody in there, like, for me to leave my little stall. And there was a guy there, and but I was just, like, on autopilot. And so I went to turn, which is where the urinals were, because I forgot about urinals, to wash my hands. But the hands washing, and I was like, rookie mistake. Clearly as someone who's not been in a lot of men's restrooms. Anyway. Oh my God, Kayla. Hi, baby. Welcome, welcome. Fruity adjacent boomers, I think, are the only true unconditional allies. They're so old, so cute, so liberal. It is really nice to be in my city that I call my home now. And there's so many old people who are like, fuck the cops. And I'm like, okay. Oh, thanks, Penless. Wow, so many, almost 2 years, folks, right now. That's bananas. I love it. Welcome to stream. Welcome to Search. We are still in the midst of our Stardew Valley Pope situation. As a little recap, we are making the voter's guide for Stardew Valley for the Stardew Pope is the plan. So what we're doing is we have these images of the villagers, and then we're giving information about them that we think is relevant to how good or bad of a pope they would be. Pokey Quinn, welcome, baby. Listen. Hello. Sometimes you have to be lost in a forest with your girlfriend, and I love that. Mushroom Morgan, why did you give yourself so many craft projects, baby? Little cuckoo bananas thing. Yeah. Okay, well, Caroline, married to Pierre, can withstand Pierre. So here's what we have so far. Doesn't like Abigail's purple hair, and she has green hair, which is goofy. Has a temple in her house and lets the people go in there. Does not go to the house temple, and then loves green tea. Drugs, ? Apparently, if you're good enough friends with Caroline, you get a weird cutscene where it kind of seems like her matcha is drugs. Yes. And pronouns. Okay. Clint has bad vibes, is weird about Emily, has a beard, which is anti-pope, could be interesting for the pope to have a beard. Usually the popes are clean-shaven. Could make a sick chalice, and is absolutely celibate. That would not be a problem for him to be celibate. Because that's the thing about the popes, is that they could have fucked before, but they are not allowed to fuck after becoming pope. They can have families that were created previously. But there's literally a Wikipedia page. What was it? It was like the popes who have broken celibacy. It's like a whole like long thing. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Demetrius, which is a good pope name if you wanted to keep it instead of picking a new one. He has hoity-toity vibes. Science is a special interest, which seems like a green flag. Is a father already. Doesn't like his stepson, which I think we thought was negative. And then also frees up Robin for marrying because he can't be married to her when he's the pope. Sexually active popes. Thank you so much, Penlez. That's what it was. I'll drop it in the chat. Should we do Smash or Pass for the popes after we choose the Stardew Valley pope? Because that's really fun. That's hilarious. Now I have to Google sexually active popes Wikipedia. There we go. List of sexually active popes. Copy. Here's this for you. Paste. Now you know. Now you know. Okay. Screen share. Cool. Oh. The dwarf. I think would be a really interesting pope. Loves a shiny trinket. Has a robe already. Lives underground. Is used to secrecy. And is multilingual, which is common for popes. The dwarf doesn't speak English, but the dwarf does speak the shadow person language that Krobus speaks, for sure. Unless Krobus, it doesn't matter. Evelyn is community focused. We've seen her tend to plants. She is elderly, puts up with a bitchy husband, and then has a deceased daughter, which is so sad. Yeehaw. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And then is also the people's grandma. A lot going on with her. Okay, and then we've got George, her husband, goes to church every Sunday, would not use the Italian F slur, which I think we said was a negative against him being the Pope, because Pope Francis used the Italian F slur like twice, and then is elderly, obviously. Then we've got Gus, who is a business owner, makes good food, gives free food to Linus, which seemed very popely, unmarried, gay, we don't know. Who would run the tavern? Emily? That's concerning, because she would definitely put up a bunch of like tie-dye tapestries or something and really change the vibe. And then also the tavern is a safe space during the green rain, which we thought was nice. Jazz. If we pick Evelyn, we will have to go through this entire process in 1 to 2 business years. This is true. That is a thought. A child. If we're saying elderly for the elderly people, it seems fair to say that Jazz is a child. I don't have that much, like, friendship points with them. Gus pilled. Please. Pope Gus. Introvert? Yes. She is shy. Introvert. I think I have her. Let's look at the, like, fun facts about her or whatever. Sorry, I'm not trying to break people's... So is it trivia? Yeah, likes ice cream. She hates clay, but she'll gift it to you at the Feast of the Winter Star. What are we thinking? Oh, God, I don't know what that does. Okay, thank you. Fed a crawdad to a cow? Ooh. I don't know. Yeah. We'll put that on there, because I don't even know how to, like, make that. Fed a crawdad to a cow. That seems dangerous. She's living on the edge. I don't know. I opened up a box and then it gave me this gay cat, who I thought was fun. But I think now it's making you guys all have them. Helps her alcoholic cousin. That's true. Is it not her dad? Is Shane not her dad? Who is in charge? Who is Jazz? What's going on there, actually? Marnie is her aunt. Shane is her godfather. Not her cousin. No. Yes. No, that's true. Yeah. But he's like functionally... Marnie is Shane's bio aunt, and Jazz just sort of also calls her aunt. Yes, no, that's fair. Yeah, I want a family tree, because what is that even? Lives with her Aunt Marnie and her godfather Shane on a ranch outside town. Okay, yeah, Marnie's his aunt also. I thought that Marnie was her mom. Marnie is functionally like her adoptive mother, though, right? Even though Shane's her godfather. The Witch and Wizard are her secret parents is really fun. Yes, so they are cousins. Both of them are her legal guardians. She's an orphan. Morgan and I have been talking about this, about pro-orphan propaganda. There's a lot of pro-orphan propaganda when you're a kid. And it just seems unfortunate. Because I can't imagine that the orphans are like, slay. Do you know what I mean? I guess if you were an orphan, it would be nice to have orphan representation as a child. Annie, that's what I'm saying. Annie. There's a bunch more. I'm trying to think. I hope not. Cinderella, Snow White. Pro-orphan. You okay?
Yeah.
Who are the other orphans we said were orphan propaganda?
Annie.
Right, Annie's the main one.
Annie's the biggest one.
Right. There was like a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
They're saying the Olsen twins?
I was also going to say the Olsen twins, and then I was like, nobody's going to get it.
Despicable Me? Hold on. I was thinking about how much I wanted to be an orphan as a kid. Yes. I also wanted to be an orphan. Sorry to my parents. Oh, Series of Unfortunate Events. Stuart Little, the Boxcar Children. I think I was talking about the Boxcar Children when we originally had this conversation. Yes. I think so. He had to adopt those little children because they're orphans, right? Oliver Twist, Madeline. Is Meet the Robinsons? Is he an orphan? Simba! That was the other one. No, he's got a mom. Simba has a mom. Stitch. Excellent point. A lot of orphans. Anyway. Jazz, also an orphan. Well. Is that true? Does Madeline have parents? Where are they? That's bananas. Oh, I've been sent a photo. Oh my goodness. Interesting. Okay. Jazz. Orphan, right? Fed a crawdad to a cow. We're going to put serial killer question mark. Oh, thank you. Fictional orphans page on Wikipedia. Aaron, please. Okay. Serial killer? Question mark? Okay. Orphan. It seems messed up to make an orphan the Pope, if I'm being completely honest. That seems... She's been through so much. Jody. Oops. Sorry to bring up the sexually active popes again. Nice. Jody. Okay. Okay. What are Jody's fun facts? Nothing? She has no fun facts? Okay, all right. She's the 17,000th redhead. Batman is also an orphan. Has a small child. That's true. Can you be... Now, typically women can't be the Pope. We're going to allow a woman to be the Pope, possibly. Women are in the running to be Pope. Has a small child. You can't be sexually active. Can you be a mother? Puts up with absent husband. Is Jody toxic? Batman pros orphan, cons rich. Okay. Absent husband. Now, he does show back up. And then continues to be there. Oh, no. Can you be divorced in the Pope? What a great question. Now I've got to Google this. Oh my God, hello. Hi, Dorian. I don't know. I would say it counts as being absent. Let me see. What was I going to do? What were we Googling? Oh, can you be divorced and the Pope? And not know. Villain. Can you be divorced and not know? So shut up. Honestly, wow. Sorry, it is really sad. It is really sad. Oh my God. Okay. This is talking about Pope Francis calling for a softer stance towards divorced Catholics. Those who divorce without receiving an annulment and then remarrying are living in sin. Additionally, Catholics who divorced and remarried through a civil ceremony are not eligible to receive communion, leaving many divorced and remarried Catholics across the world feeling rejected by the church. Catholics who do divorce and remarry commonly seek out another Christian denomination instead. So it sounds like the Pope cannot be divorced. But although I don't think she would need to divorce her husband to be celibate. Like, I don't think you have to, right? You could just not. Invites you to dinner but makes you bring the fish. So true. Invites you to dinner, makes you bring fish. Not very Jesus-y. That guy would just make more fish. If there's one thing I know about that guy. Can't be married or divorced. Okay. Dorian, please. You can't. Okay. Why that it costs us a good amount of money to annul because my grandma lost her mind because my parents only. Oh. But he made. Yeah. He made fish. Jody's not making fish. Well, she's making a fish you brought into food, but she's making you show up with the fish. Does she go to church? Jody? Do they say that in the wiki? That is interesting. That seems relevant to her papacy. Her papacy? My mom was making fun of me for saying this wrong the other day, but I stand by the fact that it's a cuckoo bananas word. Yeah, where's her schedule? He does. Expand. Oh, we got what? We got look on Sunday. Oh, yeah. She does. Yep, goes to church. Goes to church. Well, the chapel. Okay. That is relevant. Kent. Copy. Paste. Dooba-dooba-doo. Oh. Apostle. I can't even say that one time. Apostolistic? Apostolic? I hardly know her. Okay. Kent. Oh no. Apostolic? Apostle. Apostle? Is it a hard T? Apostolic. Apostolic. Silent T. Apostle. Interesting. Okay. Apostle. That sounds like it's too close to possum. Apostle. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeehaw! According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway because bees don't care what humans think is impossible. Yellow, black. Yellow, black.
Dorian, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and continuing to menace us. Okay. A criminal. We have Kent. What are we thinking about Kent? In terms of, he's got a lot of trivia. It's messed up that it cut off. Okay. The trivia says Ken has PTSD from the time he served in the war. This can be noted by his reaction to the popcorn sound, blah, 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 and his dislike of open fields and the flower dance. He also explains in a dialogue to the player that his fatigue is due to difficulty sleeping, a symptom of PTSD. Despite his dislike of popcorn, it's a loved concession when given to him at the movie theater, most likely because he still loves to snack, but if he were around when it was being cooked, it would trigger his PTSD. The chevrons indicate the ranking of corporal. Oh, interesting. Interesting. He used to be a garbage man when they lived in Zuzu City. Sam says that Kent took him on trips to the desert when he was younger. Despite the fact that Kent likes eggs, he tells you that during the egg festival that he isn't a big fan of eggs. Well. Interesting. Okay. Kent has PTSD. Is that relevant? Could make it harder to be Pope. That's true. Hello. Welcome, Gremlin Lady. Yeah, small child. Pope that sucks disorder. Small child. Wants to be a better dad. Being Pope would not make him a better dad. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Inherent guilt that feels Catholic. Inherent guilt. Catholic. Yeah, absolutely. Great. Okay. Let's grab Krobus. Krobus. Okay. Krobus. The People's Princess. Yeah. The People's Princess. He's hot. Oh. Have to hold mass in sewer. That seems fun to me. Gremlin Lady, I'm going to be super honest. I don't know what that means. But I support you and believe that it's relevant in terms of his papacy. Take me to Swirch. Papacy. I don't know. Sorry to my mom. Oh, I love that. Oh, also multilingual. will fight. Well, will fight if he has to. Mysterious. That's true. That's true. There's inherent mystery to being the Pope. Wow. Me, I can't type. All right. Leo. Copy. There we go. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, has the name of the current Pope. Crow is definitely a virgin. A virgin, please. God. Dorian. Okay, name of current Pope. Of real Pope. Multilingual birds. But he can't keep the warning. We'll say a child. Leo definitely has the most interesting, environmentally aligned. He has like the most interesting upbringing. Unconventional upbringing. Add a little bit of diversity of vibe to the Church of Stardew Valley. Copy. All right, Lewis. Corrupt. Terrible man. Corrupt. Terrible man. Well, that's similar. That's similar. Secret gold statue. Already the mayor. Malleable for favors. Already the mayor. Already secretly boning. Leaves his undies around willy-nilly and makes you find them. Yes. Yeah. With the underwear. We're presuming that he left that encounter commando and just didn't notice. That's bananas to me. I'm sorry, but that's bananas. Doesn't make a commitment to a woman, which is good for outward celibacy. Okay. Lust for power. Willing to trade village for money from... Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll say corrupt, and then we'll say capitalism. And then... Yeah, I can't keep track of his underwear. Okay. Linus. Paste. We got a lot of L's. Oh, this is alphabetic, and I didn't realize until this moment right now. Alphabetized. Alphabetic is not a word, is it? I said it like diabetic. Linus. Is it? Alphabetic? As I'm saying it, it just really doesn't seem like a word. But it seems like it should be. Alpha... Ignore me. Okay. All right. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Well, good. Okay, so then I was right. If you say it enough, though, it doesn't sound like a word, like many words. Alphabetical. Yeah. That's what we're thinking of. Yeah. Alphabetic isn't a word. Alphabetical is a word. Thank goodness we have the hive mind of Stream to help. Wild. All right. Okay. Not surrounded by wealth. See, now I'm feeling even better. What else about Linus? Yeah, lives a simple life. One with nature, took in an orphan. Less likely to be corrupt, yeah. Uncorruptible, incorruptible, not corruptible, can't be corrupted. That's true. Loves a skinny dip, so real. Contributes to community despite being outcast. Loves a skinny dip. Yeah, if anybody was getting like close to Jesus points, I would say that Linus is probably the most. Okay. Marnie. Oops. Pro MILF, con MILF. Okay. Terrible taste in men. Responsible with her underwear. Loves animals. Terrible. I'm going to put terrible taste in men. I can fix some disease. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Cares for Jazz. Oh, and I'm going to say, and also Shane. Did she raise Shane? No. Her nephew Shane. The past few months. Interesting. Okay, so no, didn't raise Shane. Yeah. A girl boss. I'll say a girl boss. Well, yeah. I'll say girl boss positive. I guess we don't need the parentheses. So community focused that she's never at her damn store. It really is annoying. I'm always like, girl, let me buy hay, please. She's the reason why I have like 10 silos now on any farm that I have. Because I don't trust her to be open for me to buy hay from. Okay. Pam. Yeah, Pam. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay, I'm going to say drinking problem. But also, she's, like, churchy. Church. Born again? Again, churchy. Girl boss, empathetic, neutral. I don't trust her. Yeah, she does. She has quite a few. Loves driving that bus drunk. Please. She is mean to Penny. That's true. She is never late to work. She is exactly on time, which is annoying to me personally. But, c'est la vie. You know, I'm not her boss. I'm gonna say, yeah. Snotty 2 Penny. Yeah, I don't think she's a good mom, for sure. Yeah, doesn't pay her tab. Saloon? Is it the saloon? It is a Stardew Saloon. It doesn't matter. No. I think that she should be a little bit early because I would like to be able to click on that box at 10 a.m. and say, take me to the desert. And it's like, it's got to be like 10:05 that she's like actually physically getting there because you can't click it right away. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, let me buy a ticket before she gets there. Although that, I can see why that would be complicated. What else was I going to say about Pam? Oh, I am, not a religious person, but every single time Pam does her, like, I feel like it's easy to become friends with Pam because you just give her, cactuses once you start going to the desert. But anyway, when she does her, like, thing, when you, like, get her, she's got, like, sorry, spoilers for Stardew Valley. She's not in the trailer anymore, and then she, is still not doing well. She's like, oh, I'm really stoked about getting this, like, sign of Yoba or, like, whatever. I've never once been like, that's stupid, because it's so mean. It's so mean, but I am really curious what happens. Problematic, but seems like a fun beach vacation buddy. Yeah, exactly, Gremlin. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so Pam seems like a good time. I'll say that, because that's not everybody in Stardew do we feel that way about Pierre. Speaking of not a good time, hello, Lost and Curious. Hello, Hexagonal House. Welcome, Pierre. Capitalism. Capitalist. Frowny face. Yes. Hello, hi. No offense taken, it's really funny. Oh wow, I spelled Pierre wrong. Peary. God. Okay, I can type really good. Does he have a secret stash of something in his bookshelf? Interesting. Oh, yeah, I always tell him to punch that guy because I think it's fun. Does he? I wonder if it's in our trivia. Oh, my God. Angry shirtless Pierre is very scary to me. Can you guys see this? Ah! 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 I'm scared. Okay. That's funny. Okay. No. We got nothing. Oh, go back into this. Thank you. Oh. Instant not a pope. The pope can't be naked. Sends you a recipe in the mail. It doesn't say. Well, yeah. Collapse. Details. Oh. Yes, you find Pierre's secret stash behind the bookshelf. What would it be? What would the secret stash be? Do we think so? Not a community member. I have not seen Sinners. I've heard it's really good. Yeah, secret stash, whatever that is. It must be the spicy cabbage. I can't imagine what else it would be that could be behind a bookshelf and still be fine. Unless it's alcohol. Not very interesting. Temple in his home. Although he didn't put that there. His hair and his jacket are the same color, and I resent that. Is so real. I think he looks popey. You know? He's got a kind of a, I don't know. Strikes me as a heathen. Yeah. Yeah. White man. It's a good point. I'm gonna say heathen vibes. Okay. God. Sorry about the sexually active popes again. Okay. Robin. Yeah. Celibacy. Frown. Carpenter like Jesus. That is relevant. Okay. Girl Jesus. Okay. No. Do not ask it that, Pendlas, please. No, can't. That's the other thing we just found out, though. Can't divorce. Legally cannot divorce. In Pope laws. Cult followers built in. That's so real. Can't divorce Demetrius, but would have to be celibate. God. Okay. Oh, could build a sick Pope throne. Build a sick Pope throne. That's probably enough. I think that, you know. Copy. Oh, again with the popes. Get out of here, sexually active popes. Okay. Gracious me. What's this girl's name? Sandy? Sandy? Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna say cunty. Yeah. Yeah, she lets gambling happen. Yeah. Houses gamblers. I'm trying to figure out how to say that. That's the perfect way to say it. She'd serve. She would certainly serve. Sandy is not her real name. The game never discloses what her real name is. What? On Saturdays, Sandy says, "You look really thirsty. Here, have a taste of this ice-cold milk," and gives the player milk when talked to. Both of those are concerning to me. Real name. Wow. Is a secret. Gives you cold milk to drink. That's true. She could use the name Sandy for her Pope name. I love a secret name. I don't know. I don't think you have to change your name. Gambling is definitely a sin. But I think legally you could just be, like, Pope Leo could have been Pope Bob. That would have been fine, I think. Maybe. Actually, let me Google. Sorry for just lying. I've been hanging out with my wife too much. Okay, paste. Does the Pope... Does the Pope get paid have to change his name? Oh. Oh, they keep their legal name. Okay, does the Pope have to have a Pope name? God, Pope name. Since 1555, every Pope has taken a papal name. Pontifical name. You're kind of supposed to, it seems like. Oh. I did not. Is this a joke or is this for real, Pendless? Should we be concerned or are we giggling? I saw trans folks be silly. Cavan. What was I just about to Google? I don't think I know what phrenology is. Let me Google. Oh, God. Oh, no. This is certainly... Oops. This is what I want. A good husband, a bad husband, an unreliable husband is what we have here. Hold on. That's a huge bummer. That's definitely like some kind of racist. Danger. No, I think you're using it correctly. Yeah, they do have that, the Pope chair with like the genital space underneath. Racist and eugenicist. Yes. Wild. Bananas. No, what I saw was trans men lightheartedly saying that Pope Leo was trans because of choosing the name Leo. That was what I had heard. Because Leo, I mean, it's a very trans name. Wow. All right. Well, so much. Okay. Vincent. Pope Vincent is a sick name. Oh no. Pope Kai. All right. What's this child's name again? Vincent. As I had just said it. Vincent. I think the problem is that I confuse Vincent and Leo. Just their names. Here we go. Okay, Vincent, child. I don't know. He wants to marry Penny. That's really cute. Too friendly to strangers. Wants to marry Penny, would not be able to. Too friendly to strangers. Can't marry anyone as Pope. Bye. Thank you so much, Penless. Ooh. Neurodivergent. Love snails. We'll take it. I think that's enough. That's enough for Vincent. That's a good amount. Does he have any fun trivia? Oh, interesting. Huh. Willy. Paste. I think Willy would be a great Pope. Willy. Wiley. Fish Pope. That's true. Gives you a free fishing rod and teaches you how to fish. That seems Jesus-y. Teaches you to fish. Jesus. Or whatever. He does. He drives people to the island. Boats people to the island. To the island. Would proselytize to a whole new species. Fish. That's great. Could convert fish to our church. Yeah, I feel like the celibacy thing would be fine with Willy because yeah, I think he romantically loves his boat, and that's fine. Yeah, helps Leo. That's true. Celibate. Fine with that. Helps Leo. Yeah, these are good. Yeah, I think they say he smells like fish. Makes sense. The wizard. The wizard would be kind of an unhinged choice. Oh, the wizard is divorced. Anymore. The wizard is divorced. Should we, in the Church of Stardew Valley, let a divorced person potentially be pope? Yeah, I was going to say women are also part of it. We'll include it in here. Are we pro-divorced pope or anti-divorced pope? In general. It doesn't have to be. If women can be... Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Magical Satan? Question mark? We're also letting children be the pope. And none of these people are cardinals, so, you know, there's all that. Oh my god, I have to stretch. Oh, my old bones. Friends with Junimos. Lives in Tower. Yeah, the Pope lives in the Vatican, right? In Tower. Popely. We're gonna say fathered an illegitimate child. Oh, that's a great question, Strawberry Bird. These are mostly these are things that we know for sure. Mostly. With the wizard specifically, there's a thought that he fathered an illegitimate child. Multilingual and breaks up fights. Most of these things are things that we have actual canon happening. Now, for instance, Sandy being cunty, that's not necessarily canon, but she does have gamblers in the back of her thing. Literally, her real name is a secret. She does give you cold milk. Opens people up to new religious experiences. That's a good point. He does his weird, what is it even? His, like, potion thingy that makes you see weird stuff. It's kind of fun. But I think we're counting that with magical as, like, one of his things. Okay. Now we just have to do the bachelors and the bachelorettes. We're like, more than halfway done. If I can do math. We'll do a new page. Okay, the thing about the bachelors and the bachelorettes is that within this fake realm of Stardew Valley, it's going to make it so that I'm not able to marry the person who becomes the pope if it's one of the ones who is marriageable. Does that make sense? Orphan, pretty sure, is a great point. See, lots of orphans. Orphan. Jock. Oh, oops. I think he is an orphan for sure, for sure. Okay. What is... Interesting. Oh, God. These are so scary. Wow, I'm terrified by that. Okay. Anyway. He does love that dog. Loves the outside dog. Yeah. I think it is his into bland food. Spicy is sinful. Yes. Yeah, what percentage... Okay. What percentage... this is a sad question. We're going to say in the United States. What percentage of people in the United States are orphans? Are transgender? Good God. Are orphans. .3% is what it says. April 14th, 2023. But this is of children. And then in Stardew Valley, there are... Seems pro-life to me. Himbo Pope. Okay. Great point. Himbo Pope. Pro-life energy. Okay, of these people, confirmed orphan, Jazz. Oops. And Alex. And Leo. So if we say the 12 bachelors, if we're including them in potential orphans, and then 1, 2, 3, plus these 3 children. So 15. 3 out of 15. I shouldn't have to Google what this is, but that's where I'm at. Oh my God, what is even happening here? Clear, please. Ah. %. I don't think any of the other marriage candidates are orphans. Sebastian's biological father might be dead, but that doesn't make someone an orphan. %20 is a lot of orphans. Con, he would make us do sport. Correct. Jock, make us do sports. Beautiful. Okay. Elliot. This guy. Beautiful. So self-involved. Emily and Haley's parents are on perpetual vacation. Yeah, I was going to say, I think that they are alive as far as we know. Self-involved. Literate. Now I'm curious how many Stardew Valley characters we know for sure can read. Although I guess you can give like all of them books now, so that's something. Yeah, we'll say an author. He's pretty whimsical, like living by himself on the beach. Would hate the Pope hat to mess up his hair. Absolutely, that's true. Speeches would be insufferable. Could potentially play the church organ, that's true. Yeah, because he plays the piano, yeah. Harvey. Doctor. That's true. That's true. What's Harvey's trivia? Yeah. I don't love that he hits on his employee. Oh my god, this is a lot of trivia. Oh, during his 8-heart event in his room, he mentioned that his coordinates are 52 north, 43.5 east. In the real world, this would put his location in southwest Russia between Ukraine and Kazakhstan. That's really interesting. Oh my god, the Harveys are also scary. Ferngale Republic Health Authority. Interesting. Interesting. Older bachelors. The first version of Henry does look, yeah, of Harvey, sorry. Knows a therapist. There you go. Yeah, I don't feel like he flirts with Maru. I feel like to me, he seems like interested in her a little bit. But also, this isn't a town where there are 12 eligible people to date total, right? So, like, I don't know. I cut him some slack there. Charging for healthcare feels unpope-like. That's true, especially when he, like, gets you out of the mines and whatnot, or if you pass out on your farm. Charges for healthcare. Loves coffee, which would be anti-Mormon, but not, I guess, really relevant for a Catholic pope. Loves wine, which is very Catholic. Loves coffee, we'll say, and wine. Loving coffee and wine and pickles? This is very, like, classic white woman in her 30s energy of Harvey. I love that for him. Afraid of heights. That's good to know. That's relevant. I was gonna say he likes his aviation stuff, right? Sam would be a hilarious pope. I'm gonna say hat built to cover this insane hair. The hair, yeah. Can skateboard. A skateboarding pope? That's what we deserve. Hates Lewis. Pro. has a job in a band. Yeah, he worked at Joja Mart and did not complain about it as much as Shane did. Not that that necessarily means anything, but I do think it's kind of funny because Shane's always like, ugh, God. And then Sam's just like, yeah, whatever. That's what you gotta do. Not a kickflip, though. He also plays, is it Dungeons and Dragons? Adjacent? Which I think is cute. Okay, Sebastian. Priest. Sebastian has a motorcycle. Smokes cigarettes. Introspective. No, we'll say introspective for Sam also. Introspective, and then I'm also putting daddy issues. Smoke cigarettes for Sebastian. Ooh, doesn't want to stay there. Loves frogs. Doesn't want to stay in... Is it Pelican Town? Dang. Scary Shane. If I scooch this up. Oh, here's what I should have done. Undo. We'll move all of these up. That's fine. Okay. Shane. Can't be the Pope because I have to marry him. Angie. I'll say like angsty alcohol problem. He's a godfather of jazz. Yeah, drinks a lot. I don't want to be Pope because I want him to focus on recovery and peace. Has chickens. Blue chickens. Has a lot going on. Mental health wise. Yeah. Okay, now the girls. Paste. Abigail. Illegitimate child of wizard. Needs therapy. Either eats rocks or what is like, or trickster vibes, or do you know what I mean? Good at finding eggs. Too pick me to be Pope. I feel like Abigail... That's fair. I don't feel like she's a pick me, but that's fair. I think that's a fair read of her character. I'm gonna say baby eats rocks. Won't let kids win egg hunt. Listen, neither do I. Kids win. That's not very popely of her. Egg hunt. I feel like Emily's a pick-me, but maybe I'm just a hater. Emily. Oh, I don't think the farmer can be the Pope in this. I think that would make it too complicated. I think we're trying. We're doing with everybody else. But that's a great question. Okay. Emily, I want to say like on a crunchy pipeline. Wow, I cannot spell. Yeah, spiritual. For sure. Blue hair and pronouns. Yeah. Oh no, what happened? Has a parrot. Too nice to incels. Has a parrot and a job. Loves crystals. I'm gonna say spiritual, loves crystals. Because I think that's part of her spirituality. Yeah, maybe we should just put like a little like job logo next to the people who are employed. The briefcase is cute. We'll do like a money. Okay, here we go. Has a job. Get out of here, girl. And then Shane has a job. And also Harvey. I don't know if Elliot really counts. He is an author. What's Sebastian? Oh, yeah. Sebastian works online. I forgot. Alex does not, right? Willy does. Sandy does. Robin does. Pierre does. Pam does. Once the bus is up. Marnie does. I guess being the mayor? Do you get paid to be the mayor? Oh, Alex does. I forgot, you're right. In the summer. He works at the ice cream stand. Krobus does, because he does his little... Jody doesn't, right? And neither does Kent. That seems kind of chaotic. The dwarf does. Demetrius is a scientist, right? And then Clint does. Is that everybody? Are we thinking has a job in terms of like, we know shows up and clocks in? Caroline's job is putting up with Pierre. That's so true. If we're doing shows up and clocks in, then definitely not Elliot. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair. I think that's a good point. Kent is on leave. Yeah. Would impact the town if removed from their job. When Jojo's not there anymore, does Sam continue to have a job? Or does he become unemployed? Oh, cute. He does. He works at the... Wait. Yeah. Okay. He works part-time on Monday and Wednesday at Jojo Mart, if it's in business, or at the museum and the artifacts and minerals display if the community center's been restored. Yeah. Cute. Okay. And then does Shane also have a job if Jojo doesn't exist? I think no, but he does his chickens. Oh, working for his... Okay, yeah. Working for his aunt, air quote. All right, so then we'll say that Shane doesn't have a job. Abigail does not. Emily does not. Okay. I'm comfortable with that. I think that makes sense. Now, Haley... Paste. Also does not have a job. Hot Pope. She is weirdly horny. Hot Pope. We'll say bedazzled hat. Weirdly horny. Yeah. About crystals and fish. Because if you aren't familiar, if you are a girl character in Stardew Valley, she has a quest that's like, get me a refined quartz or a super cucumber, I think. Likes photography, not welcoming to new people. Not welcoming to newcomers. I think that's good. Bossy. Bedazzled hat, bossy. We'll take it. Okay. And then Leah. Oops. Get out of here, girl. There we go. It is an age. Okay. Granola gay. Artist. Yeah. Granola gay. Artist involved in community. Which is really nice. does that like, she's like a foraging girly. She is hard to befriend early on. Foraging girly. She really does, Mushroom Morgan. Early on. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's not my Morgan. That's a different Morgan. That's Mushrooms Morgan. Unless, for some reason, Gremlin Lady, that's a Morgan that you know. You're asking. Oh! No. The love of my life, she's not granola. No. My wife, she's prissy. Let me see. For Leah. I don't know. Morgan's a Haley for sure, yeah. I'm gonna say like sustainability focus for Leah. You okay?
Yeah.
Because she does seem that way. Wine again. Abusive ex, so maybe divorce. I don't know that they were ever married. I think she just says my ex. I actually really like Leah. I didn't used to have any interest in her because I learned that all I knew was that one of her favorite things was salad. And I was like, okay, all right. What are you, a rabbit? And then anyway, she's actually, oops, not what I wanted. Copy. There we go. Maru. Somebody's having some big feelings out there. All right. Scientist. Oh, she has a job, though. Woman in STEM. Bob. We'll just put woman in STEM instead. Woman in STEM. One of the only, like, non-white characters. Yeah, I think you definitely should. That's really funny. Oh, comes from a blended family. Yeah. Which, if you don't know, blended family means like previously divorced, now married, right? Like has a half brother is like the energy. Because like a nuclear family is like standard, right? I have to pee so bad. I'll be right back. Y'all hold down the fort or leave. That's also okay. I'll be back in just a moment. Hello, I'm back. Welcome, welcome. What happened? Okay. For Maru. Oops. Scroll. There we go. We have woman and STEM. One of the only non-white characters. Comes from a blended family. I don't know if we really need anything else. Oh my god, and then we just have Penny. And then that's it. Hello, hello. That's probably enough for Mario. For Penny, we'll say... she's a teacher. She does have a job. Oh. Could build a robot pope. That's a really good point. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she does have beauty. She's like... She's in like a... Yeah. Like bookish girl next door. Sweet vibes. Literate. Also literate. From a single parent household. An intellectual. Yes. I'm gonna put needs therapy. Should we put a little symbol for needs therapy also? What would that even be? Yes. Has that uncomfortable interaction with George that did not go well. Brain for needs therapy? Yes. What about frowning? The Pope's mom would be Pam. How do I find... What would it even be in? Oh, there we go. Elements. Frowny brain. This is it. Needs therapy. I don't know if Maru... We're going to say Leah does because of her abusive ex. We're going to say that... Haley and Emily's parents are never there. I don't know if I would... Now, Shane really needs therapy. I'm going to say Sebastian does. Because his stepdad doesn't like him. Sam does because his dad in the war. Harvey seems like fine. Alex is literally an orphan. The wizard definitely does because he's divorced and has problems. I think Willy might be fine. I don't know of any of these folks. Pierre for being so annoying. Pam definitely does because of her drinking problem. I'm going to say Marnie does because of her terrible self-esteem. I don't think Linus does. Lewis does because, again, he's awful. Leo for sure needs therapy. Krobus might be okay. Kent, PTSD. Jody, husband who went off to war. Jess is an orphan. Gus might be fine. George is just really grumpy. Evelyn actually seems fine. I'm going to say Demetrius does because he's not very nice to Robin sometimes. Clint definitely does. Caroline might also be fine. That's true. No, that's true. That's true. But I get what I'm looking for people who are outwardly exhibiting traits that are unintentionally could cause harm if they were a pope unless they were to get therapy. Not that I think that needing therapy exempts you from being able to be the pope, but I just think that it's relevant. And Harvey, like I feel like he's pretty much, he's got his shit together. You know what I mean? A lot more men needing therapy than the girlies. I will say that. Therapy as a prerequisite would be great. Yeah. Okay. And I think we got everybody who has jobs, right? Okay. We're going to add a page, but then we're going to make this page be in the front. Yeah. What is happening right now? What is this? Stardew Valley Pope Voter's Guide. Cute. And then text. Has job. Needs therapy. Yeah, I see my Penny would cry if you ever held her accountable to things, but not in a cool way. So true. I don't know if more of the men have jobs than women. Let's look. I would guess probably. Are we? Let's not count the dwarf or Krobus. In terms of... Okay, hold on. How many do we have total here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, okay, hold on. Okay. 34. 34, does that sound right? 34 total. Of the 34, the men who have jobs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 men have jobs. And then for the women... 7. Pretty close, though. Pretty close, and there's a lot of stay-at-home moms in this situation. Because Jody and Caroline and... I guess not really. I think there's just more male characters. And then we're counting Krobus and the dwarf as non-binary, I guess, or just not relevant in this context. Okay. Let's get our really sick Pope hat that we've got here. Nice. Is that the good one? Doesn't seem right. Beautiful. Let's move. Get out of here, Pope Hat. These down. This here. Thank God for Pope Hat. Center. Center. And then we'll make this color cutesier. And then the outer color also cutesy. Yeah. Slay. We'll make that a little bit darker. Stunning. Oh, that's a great point because technically godfathers are Catholic, right? We should, okay, let's also do a little logo for like religious. Where's the sign of yoga or whatever? I want this to be like, so it's like the cutscene thingy of it. Copy. Paste. Can we do background remover on this guy? Will that work? We could at least erase it if nothing else. Will it know? God. Okay. Let's clean that up. Nice. Nice. Smaller even. Great. Cool. Call that good. Noise. And we're going to make it really small. And then we're going to say religious. Confirmed. Religious. I do know my dad is a godparent. Although, you know what? That I think the godparent just means that the child for sure is Catholic. Although, as the godparent, you do have to promise that you'll raise the kid in the Catholic faith. We just went to a baby sprinkling. It's not a christening. Oh, it's a baptism. A Catholic baptism. You have to promise. There was a part where they had to promise not to succumb to the glamours of evil, which I thought sounded incredibly slay. You definitely don't. Sorry, you don't have to be Catholic. You can have there's a concept of godparents, but if you are like a rich god, if you are like being Catholic baptized, you do have to have a godparent, I think, from what I understand. Some call specific people their parents godparents without the religious connotations as a like, if anything happens, I want you to take care of this child. Yes, that's definitely a thing. For sure. Okay, I think what we need to do is look and see what folks do on Sunday to see if they go to church or not. Yes. No. Oh, you guys aren't going to be able to see this. Yeah, it was baby sprinkling when we went to one. It was nice. We tried, we're trying to raise our baby to know that other people believe different things than us and that is cool and valid of them. No. Shane doesn't. I don't think any of the bachelors and bachelorettes go to church. Rain Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. No. Hangs out near the Wizards Tower. Interesting. Oh my god, this is... Emily does not... Wow, her schedule is really chaotic. Haley... We've got 4 minutes, team. Does not have a Sunday-specific schedule. Leah... also does not have a specific Sunday schedule. Penny... maybe? Penny seems most likely. No. I'm going to say that Crowis is silent on Fridays and that does count. It's George, Jody, Kent, and then Pam also, right, becomes religious. George... Jody... I told my mom about a church memory once and she went, girl, that was your baptism. That's really funny. Kent. That's really interesting. And then Krobus. And no one else. Oh, Pam. Pam, like, gets the shrine of Joba in her house. You're very sweet. Yes. I think we're saying anybody who has, I don't think you have to be going to church every Sunday to be religious. That's just what I'm looking at to see if there are people who are secretly religious that I didn't notice previously. But I don't think anybody else would really make sense if they were. And I'm trying to think of other things that might, like, count for that. Because Pam getting the sign counts for sure. Okay. Ooh, all right. We have our Stardew Valley Pope Voters Guide. The next time... view access. Beautiful. Thanks, Jace. Listen, I will say, Dutch Bros, it is intimidating, but if it makes you feel any better, it's just babies working there who are between the age of 18 and 30, and they're all very sweet. And many of them, it's their first or second job. So, Hooray. Okay, so we have the Stardew Valley Pope Voters Guide. I think next Sunday, we might be out of town. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Morgan's sending me pictures of the baby. Maybe not, though. I think we're only staying... I'm not certain. Regardless. Next stream, which will either be this coming Sunday or the Sunday after that. Is that right? We will be doing our initial Pope... the Popening. The Stardew Valley Popening. The Pope Valley. I think what that's going to look like is a ranking. I'm going to find one of those, like, where you rank things voting so that we can figure out who is in our, like, top Pope tier. Yes. We're having the conclave. There will be the tier list. We're not quite yet starting the conclave. I think because we have 34 people, we need to narrow it down because you can only do votes of like 4 at a time. And then also the Pope has to get 2/3 majority. So this will be our initial our initial tier list for the Popening next step conclave. But if you'd like to check out the voter's guide, it is there. I will post it on the story. If you're having any thoughts, yes. Like we had for the crushes, the thoughts, the feelings. It'll be good. Okay, beautiful. This has been fun. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I will see you, I think next Sunday. I will be streaming because my family does this thing where they go to this terrible town in Central Oregon. I think we're only staying for 1 night. We might end up staying for 2. Pope or Nope. Love Pope or Nope. Incredible. Yeah, we're gonna have to vote a couple times. All right. Goodbye, friends. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Love you. Goodbye.